Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy Cake Things.
And we're back, man. Episode 373.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let me just double make sure on that episode number because I don't want to give people the wrong, you know what I'm saying? Yep, we are. We're at 373.
Yep.
Hallelujah. Happy Mother's Day for all the mothers that tune into this podcast.
Yeah.
Right? You guys are in for a treat, okay? Because we want to highlight the importance of mothers on this beautiful, blessed day. So let me start from the top, all right? You know, these are the contributions and the things that women go through. So being a mother is, I can't even quantify that experience. You know, first of all, women, they risk their lives every time they have a child.
Oh, man.
Like, you could literally die. This is not some, you know, I'm just going to have this baby. I'll be back. You know, you might not. All right. So childbirth can significantly impact a woman's body, both physically and emotionally, with some effects lasting long after delivery. Long-term complications can include back pain, pain during sex, lower back pain, urinary incontinence, and anxiety or depression. The experience can also lead to changes in body shape, such as hip widening, and potentially affect sexual function. Then you got postpartum.
Some people be getting bigger feet too.
Yeah, women get bigger feet.
Size go bigger.
Yeah, the thing. So my thing is, if I had a child, and you know, my wife, you know, obviously was the mother of my child, and you know, we get in an argument, and her feet got bigger. I'm like, first of all, Shaq. Okay.
Oh damn.
What you're not gonna do?
First of all, Bigfoot, we've been looking for you for a long time.
You better stop bullshitting in the forest. All right. So it's the postpartum pregnancy and childbirth can lead to changes in body shape, including hip widening and breast shape and size. Women that I don't want to. Hey, man.
Well, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The breast thing. Yeah.
We know. Yeah. We don't even gotta go into details.
Love it. Long-term pain. Some women experience persistent pain after childbirth, including lower back pain, perineal pain, and pain during sexual intercourse. Look, man, I can't. It's a lot, man. They deal with a lot. The pain during sexual intercourse, I don't know, because if they keep having kids, man, I don't know. Maybe the pain ain't too much. All right. Or yeah.
Dang. Yeah. That you know, kind of going on what you're saying. It's such a wild physical feat. You know, you're like literally carrying you know, a human being in your body for 9 months. Yeah. And you know, like you said, like there's one of my coworkers is pregnant right now, and I just kind of like I seen her the other day and I asked her how she was doing, and she just talked about like, you know, just different her appetite is different. She's like, you know, I have to use a bathroom, you know, differently now, like in terms of like the frequency. Yeah. She's like, I get full really fast, but I also have to eat more often. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of snacking during class and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, I tend to be like if I'm ever around pregnant women, especially like at my old job back in the day, I'd just be trying to help here and there. Like, hey, you want something for lunch, or you know, are you okay? You want me to go pick that thing up for you? Whatever the case, just because I could just see the stress that women deal with when they're pregnant. Yeah. But yeah, there's that. Also, urinary and bowel incontinence. The stress of childbirth can damage the pelvic floor muscles, leading to urinary incontinence and some cases anal incontinence. Damn. So the shitting and peeing. That's gotta suck. Man. Yeah. You gotta give them grace. You know. But man, that's gotta suck. Yeah. I guess it's fuck. They could get hemorrhoids. I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard some of that happening before. Even like the postpartum, you know, like the hormones and you know everything that kind of goes on. A lot of women be depressed and stuff like that after they have a child, just feeling down and out. So
yeah, this is just why like I have so much respect for women having children, especially like if it was mine. I just know what kind of man I would be if I had a child, simply because like this woman is like laying her life on the line. She's shitting her fucking pants. Her feet are big. Now she's like a shitty clown in a way. Like she's got clown feet and she's shitting her pants. Golly. So I mean, Krusty the Clown is carrying my baby. Yeah. It's just satire, folks. I don't mean that. All right. Other complications, other potential complications include hemorrhoids, deep vein thrombosis, postpartum, preeclampsia, and postpartum hemorrhage, scarring, epithemies, whatever, or tears during vaginal delivery can leave scars that may cause pain or discomfort. So,
bro, not to mention C-sections.
Oh my God! See, that's the C-section stuff is wild, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, bro. There was a guy I used to work with a long time ago. He was a younger dude, and him and his baby's mama worked together, and they had like a little argument, and it was during like they were on the working floor, and he was like, "Man, bitch, this bitch always." He was going off on her, and I had to jump in between them. I said, "Hey, man, hey, that's your baby in there, bro."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Hey, she's stressing out, man." He's like, "Man, I don't care. This bitch always got something going on. Fucking bitch." I'm just like, "Hey, bro, she's pregnant, dude." Mm-hmm. And she's sitting there crying, tears in her eyes. Mm-hmm. Here I am, no kids, and I understand the situation better than a guy that is having multiple children.
Right.
Ladies, I would tell you this, and I say this with all due respect. Stop having babies by these niggas. Stop.
Stop having babies by niggas.
Period.
Niggas should not be fathers.
Yeah. And if we being more specific, black men, have children with them. Niggas, yes. No.
Black men is perfectly fine. You can have a wonderful, beautiful family, but not with niggas.
Yeah. And I think niggas is not the derogatory term towards black people.
Yeah.
You got some Mexican.
The Chris Rock version, like, of niggas.
You got some Mexican and white niggas out there.
No, don't say that.
No?
Yeah, because then they'll think that they can say it.
Ah. So you got some negros out there.
That was comedy.
Oh, man. Yeah. Just please, ladies, please consider who you are allowing to get you pregnant, because they will never understand the full magnitude of what you're dealing with. And you've already got a child. You don't need to have more stress. You're dealing with one baby. Why you got to deal with a human grown one, too?
Yeah, that's facts.
Just please don't. Because I've seen some women who are decent girls. Mm-hmm. And they end up getting pregnant by one of these guys. And then it's just like, I don't understand why men are like this. Why are men like this? It's like, girl, you fucked up. You made a bad decision. Let's move on, okay? But he should have never. He does not deserve to be the father of that child.
You let a nigga nut in you.
That's where you fucked up.
Yeah.
That's where you fucked up.
Nigga nut is bad for your life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Damn. That should be like on a billboard. Stay away from nigga nut.
Stay away from nigga nut.
It's like the sperm ain't even happy when it go in. It's like, oh man. You know how the sperm be usually swimming. They're all enthusiastic. Yeah. All the sperm swimming trying to get in there. The nigga nut be like, dang, bro.
That's funny.
I ain't want to be here.
There's definitely a joke in there, but I feel like I was stealing it from like Schultz or idiots about black sperm swimming or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Yeah, let's see here. Let me read it. Emotional and mental health impacts. We already talked about the sadness, anxiety, symptom of postpartum depression. Anxiety, childbirth can trigger or worsen anxiety in some women. Baby blues, irritability, sadness, or crying are common in days after delivery, known as baby blues, which usually subside within a few weeks. Fear of childbirth. Some women develop a fear of childbirth, which can be debilitating. Dang. Physical therapy, support systems. There are some women that will be delivering a child for like 15 hours, and then after they have the child, they get sewn up, and then like a few days later, they at work.
Right.
Oh my God. Yeah. I can't even.
What I would say is those are usually the people that have to, unfortunately.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Fuck that.
Now they're having more. Now they have like more laws and stuff like that to protect mothers in that way. So they they have the time off and stuff like that. But yeah, it's sometimes people just like working, so it's not that bad. But a lot of times it's like they get like 2 weeks off and then they right back flipping burgers or yelling at Walmart employees or whatever.
I think if I was working at a burger joint or something and I had a woman that just had a child or she was pregnant, I would protect that woman. Like I would literally, we'd be flipping burgers and shit. I'd be like, hey, just go in the break room and just chill out. I'll make you a couple patties and shit. You could just chill in there and I'll just work by myself.
Yeah.
Because like to me personally, I just think seeing a pregnant woman doing stuff alone is so sad to me, bro. Mm-hmm. I cannot imagine I don't care if I had a child and me and the mom didn't see eye to eye. I'm going to every motherfucking, what do you call that? The baby's class? What the fuck is that? Mm-hmm. I'm going to all of that.
Yeah.
All of it. Even if we don't live together, I will provide the money you need for you to not have to go to work so you could relax, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. In a perfect world.
In a perfect world.
Yeah, I ain't never seen that.
What?
I ain't never seen no, like, what they call, like, breaking up amicably. Like, where you're not with her, but, you know, there's just, like, a mutual understanding and it's smooth, like, and you're able to take care of it. Usually it's like a custody battle. Like, I don't want you to see the kid, you know, that kind of stuff.
That's oh God. That's just a horrible fear of mine.
Right.
God forbid. If I have a child, I just want it to be, I want to have a family unit.
For sure.
I want to have a woman who is a matriarch of the family.
Yeah. And
I could do play my role, and we could raise some decent human beings. That is the objective. Right. You know, some people say, well, it doesn't always work out that way. It's like, well, that's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. I think anybody's goal should be that.
Yeah. That's what I prefer.
Spreading around nigga nut.
Yeah, this nigga nut got to stop, man. We got no nigga nut 2025. We got to stop this.
I was at Sizzler earlier, and I seen this girl that I went to high school with. And I one thing that I realized about myself is that when I see people in life, like, and I'm not in the best position in the world, but like, you know, I've gone to school, like I have a career and things of that nature. But when you see people like that are, you know, my peers or older, and you see them working at like certain type of jobs, it kind of like, it makes me feel bad for them in a sense. Does that make sense?
No, like, I understand. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not from a like a what do you call that? Not like from a place of ego, like you're so great, better than them. Like, I get it. Like, if I see somebody my age and they're flipping burgers, I know they still have to work. Everybody needs a job.
Yes.
But in a perfect world, I would hope that you are in a better space.
That's where I was.
That's all. It's not coming from an elitist like, oh, that's all you do is flip burgers. No, I would never job shame anybody.
Yeah.
I would never job shame somebody. But especially if I see like a single mom or a woman that's pregnant, that's like a waitress at Denny's, and she's like on her feet all day. I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah, that I think for me, because when you're looking at it, right, and like you said, everybody needs to make some money. Everybody needs a source of income. But we all know what that looks like. We all know, like, if you're like a waitress at Denny's or if you're working at like a Target or a Walmart, we understand that you're more than likely making minimum wage. You know what I mean? And a lot of times those jobs would be part-time. They don't even be full-time jobs. So you just like, dang, like how you survive, you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, I think me and Eddie, we both have decent jobs, but it's like, you know, we ain't really got it like that, you know? So I can only imagine what it's like to be, you know, one of those.
I do okay, but I will never get on here and act like I got it like that, because I do not. I didn't know. I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy that's going to be on here posting this, acting like this is bigger than what it is. Like, no, never. Never that. Never that. I'm not broke at all. I do all right, but no.
Yeah.
And I know it's some people that be acting like they doing it big, and it's like, I'm already knowing what your situation is, brother.
Yeah.
And I'm not judging you for it, but like, cut it out.
Yeah.
What I will say that's not on this list, and I got to keep it 100, like it had to be 2003. After I graduated from high school, I started working at this job called CNS, Center for Neural Skills, right? And it was a place where a lot of people who had neurological damage from like injuries on the job or whatever, they went to this facility. It's out there off of what is that? Is that coffee? That is coffee. Mm-hmm. Well, it's over off of coffee. And basically, these people, some of them can do for themselves and other ones have too much neurological damage, right? But to make a long story short, there was this coworker I had that was pregnant, right? And before every meeting, we had a meeting before every shift. And she would go in there and take the biggest pregnancy dump. Right?
Oh, dang.
Like, we had a bathroom right by the meeting room, and every day she would go in there. And I was like, yo, this pregnancy shit is different, bro.
You smell it?
It was like a green fume going across the fucking. We're all trying to have a conversation before the shift.
Like a cartoon where it like flow by your nose.
Bro, it was like a cartoon. You know when they put the stink lines on them?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, God, this smells like the cartoon stink lines, man.
You got to do a courtesy flush if you're in that kind of situation.
Nah, wasn't no courtesy there. I thought the baby came out, man. Like, God damn.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every shift, bro.
Yeah.
5 times a week. I'm thinking like, look, what I'm not going to do, I don't know what pregnant women deal with, right? This is humor. It's a true story, by the way. Mm-hmm. This is satire, but it's also true. Mm-hmm. That before every shift, like 15 minutes, she was going right in that bathroom.
God dang.
And I'm like, oh my God. And you could not escape it. There was nowhere in that room that you did not smell shit. And we all smelled it. Mm-hmm. I remember one time was this girl that just got hired, and she was like holding her nose.
Oh, dang. It was that bad?
Oh, it was bad, man.
God dang. They got to move the bathroom.
Well, I mean, he couldn't move it. The bathroom is literally right next to where we started our shift every time.
Nah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And there was another job I had. This is like not a pregnancy related story, but there was another bathroom that was in. It was the break room. And the bathroom was like literally right next to it. And that's when I used to work at Biomat. I used to work at a plasma center right off of Bernard. Mm-hmm. And I used to work in the lab. And there was this girl that was there, and she was really pretty. I don't want to say her name, though, because she might fuck around and hear it. But she was really pretty. And I just started smelling shit real bad one day when I was in the break room having a conversation. Mm-hmm. And I was like, God damn, it smells like shit. What the fuck? Damn. And mind you, I'm only like 23. So I'm a dickhead, right? So I'm like, God, somebody's insides fucking fell out. What happened? Oh my God. Oh my Lanta. Right? I'm going off. And then she comes out the bathroom and she's like, oh my God, sorry.
Oh, she apologized?
And she walked out.
God.
And bruh, we started busting up laughing. And I was like, man, how's that girl so pretty and the shit smells that bad?
Dang.
Golly, man.
Who knows what she eating?
Oh, man. Yeah, it smelled like she freaking, I don't know. I was like, all right, man. That's the last time I do that. And there was a doctor there. And he's a pretty sharp dude. He's really smart. This is a black dude, right? Mm-hmm. And his name was Dr. Wells. Mm-hmm. Wasn't a bad guy, but he was just one of those guys he just knew a lot about his practice. Yeah. He was talking about like bacteria. I was about to say bacteria. Mm-hmm. He was talking about bacteria and like cleaning your hands with hot water doesn't do much. You have to wash in a certain way. Like he just like educating people. And as he was telling us about like how to properly wash your hands and stuff, you know how some people take their glasses off and they kind of like chew on the end of the the side of the
like a habit.
Yeah, like a habit, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, before that, he had his glasses sitting on the table where we all would like eat, right? And he was having this conversation about like cleanliness of the hands. I said, I hear what you're saying, Doc, but you just took your glasses off that unsanitized table and put them in your mouth.
Oh, dang.
And he was like, oh, so you're a smart ass, huh? I'm like, no, motherfucker, you took those glasses off the table and start chewing on them.
Yeah, you're a nasty man.
Yeah. You might as well start licking the fucking table if you're doing that.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of like, and then he like walked out.
Oh, he didn't like that.
Yeah, the doctors don't like when you outsmart them. You remind me of that black doctor from The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
He would always laugh before he gave Homer a diagnosis. Remember?
Yeah.
He's like, Homer, you are morbidly obese. All right, let's switch gears. And happy Mother's Day to all you guys,
yeah,
especially those that listen to this podcast. Mm-hmm. Right, because you know we like to tell jokes here, okay? And if you can make it through a segment where we're talking about how big your feet are, and you know, and how you stink up bathrooms, just know we appreciate you deep down inside. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No matter how bad your bowel movements smell. Yeah. All right. Happy Mother's Day. Switching gears. World War T. TikTok debates who wins in a bare knuckle brawl: 100 Americans or 100 Brits. There was a guy from Britain that was like, if we get our toughest savages against yours and see who can fight in a bare knuckle fight, bro, we will beat the shit out of y'all. Bruv. I'll say this. I mean, yes, I get a little tired of these internet hypotheticals. But like, if I'm being 100, bro, Americans, one thing that we could have a united front about is we will beat your ass.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. Who the fuck do they have? Damson Idris? Like, who do you guys got over there that's tough?
Idris Elba.
Man, I put hands on, bro. Like, so then you got
Ricky Hatton.
Ricky Hatton is tough.
Yeah.
But we'll get Floyd on him. We'll get Floyd for him.
We'll get Floyd. That's a 101.
Yeah. Bro, it don't matter, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even need to go to different states in order to fight these British people. I could get people right from Bakersfield and whoop y'all ass. Whoop y'all whole country's ass. Because you got to think about it. A lot of Americans ain't doing great. Most people living paycheck to paycheck. You know, the healthcare system is messed up. Yeah. We'll take out all our frustrations on you. Do you know how much a McChicken costs at McDonald's right now?
Right.
Man, a McChicken like $5, bro.
Yeah.
You think we won't beat your ass because of that?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, look here. So I'm going to say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to pick some tough people, right? I'm going to say this. If we get our 50 toughest chicks and 50 tough dudes, they could get all guys and we'll still beat their ass. I find enough. I know enough tough chicks that could hold their own. If we get like
regular girls,
then we get like not regular ones, like real tough ones, like Clarissa Shields and Ronda Rousey and motherfucking Holly Holm, and you get enough chicks like that, and you get some tough dudes, we'll beat y'all ass.
Yeah,
straight up.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't even. We don't.
I think Clarissa she be boxing dudes.
Yeah, bro. Look, first of all, we might not even need 100 people. We just need 20 people and all the chemicals that we have in our food against Britain. That's all we need. All we need is 20
all the red 40s.
Yeah, all we need is 20 people and yellow 5. We'll beat your ass. Just give us all the. Real. That's it. That's all we need. We just need to get a boxing gloves and put a bunch of yellow 5 in the boxing gloves and just sock your lights out.
Easy money.
Easy money.
Yeah.
The gorilla. Look, the gorilla. We may have had a hard time with a gorilla, right? But a dude that talk like this, we'll beat your ass.
A nigga that say bruv every other sentence, yeah, he getting beat up.
He's like, look here, bro. You think you're tough, but you're really not. You don't know what you're doing. And like the rappers too, like some of the rappers is dope. I think Skepta is from there.
Yeah.
You're like, you are so a minor. You thinking that you are two. Running around like hell, you get your money, get beaten too. Reading, rapping all the time tonight. We're drinking some tea, we're probably going to call it fun this time. You're like, all right. All right, you fucking nursery rhyme rapping motherfucker.
That was comedy.
You fucking Boston tea fucking.
Yeah. I mean, America already beat up the Brits.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. That's easy work.
Yeah, we beat you. We'll get some more tea bags and whip your ass with them.
Yeah. We done beat you. We put hands on y'all in the 1700s. We'll do it in the 2025s.
Oh, they think they tough because of what's homeboy's name? Fucking, was it Paul Revere? The British are coming. Nigga, we don't fear y'all. We know y'all coming. We'll still beat your ass. Oh man, you know what? All we need to do is just get transients. We just get 100 homeless people and just throw a sandwich in the middle of the battlefield.
Oh dang!
They're like, I want to fucking kill you.
Yeah, a sandwich and some crack.
A sandwich, a couple meth rocks, a sandwich, right, and one bottle of water.
Yeah,
just throw one bottle of water out there.
Yeah,
because they got bad cotton mouth.
And something like sexually gratifying, like a pocket pussy or something like that.
Oh man,
yeah,
they'll be out there. They'll be beating your ass and just stop beating you up and just start fucking the pocket pussy. You're like, oh my god. So 20 tough people, one pocket pussy, and yellow 5, and it's over. Pocket pussy, yellow 5, Lakers in 5. No, I'd be Shannon Sharp be like, pocket pussy, I'm no wussy, Lakers in 5. Oh,
that's hilarious.
I think we can't have Shannon Sharp fighting because all they got to do is pull out one white woman and this nigga gonna be distracted.
Oh, god dang.
He like, I'm gonna put some hands on you now. I'm gonna put some hands on you. Oh, who is that white woman there? Oh my god. Yeah, boy.
I'm gonna choke you next time I see you.
Yeah, I'm gonna choke you like my grandmama said. You want to choke you, you're gonna get choked down.
Yeah, he's quoting his grandma.
Yeah, it was like, your grandma be so ashamed of you. Like, Shannon, I told you not to mess with all them white women's in there.
That is crazy.
Dang. For all the sayings that his grandmother have, I wonder, like, what she would probably tell him in this situation.
Mary Ann Beth always told me never stop until I bust a nut.
Mary Ann Josephine, she told me that I was gonna lick her and I was gonna grab her and I was gonna choke her, and they tried to tell me that I couldn't do it now, but I said, like my grandmama always said, you gonna choke out a squirrel or you gonna get that nut. Oh man. Where did this conversation turn?
Shout out Shannon Sharp, man.
Shout out to Shannon Sharp, man.
Hey, Shannon Sharp ain't missed a beat. He ain't on ESPN no more, but he putting out Nightcap every night. I think he's just start doubling down on the Nightcap.
Yeah,
he got NBA guys on there now, or former NBA players and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what's gonna happen with his career. I just don't. I don't see a future for him at ESPN anymore, though. I think that dream is dead.
I can see that going away.
Yeah.
I guess the details have to come out, but what I will say is that that's the benefit of like him having his own stuff. Yeah, same thing with like Joe Budden when he got caught sleepwalking naked or whatever. The fact that he got his own podcast and is, pretty much self-sufficient, he ain't got to worry about, trying to get canceled by some TV network.
Joe Budden has had a couple scandals, but he's never been like canceled because it's his own shit, obviously. Mm-hmm. But yeah, for him to be sleepwalking naked, first of all, like if you know you're sleepwalking, you have to wear underwear, Joe Budden. Mm-hmm. And you better hope those videos don't get out either.
Oh man,
that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
He walk around sleepwalking butt naked like, I know I'm sleepwalking. Fuck Rory and Maul. Them niggas is peons. He like, Joe Budden, you're naked, man. Put some fucking pants on, goddammit. Oh man. Yeah, sometimes he be just flashing on Rory and Maul every blue moon. Mm-hmm. He's like, I ain't gonna say them names, but them other niggas that used to work here that never contributed nothing got the nerve to talk about me. It's like, come on, Joe. It's been years, man. Let him go.
That's funny.
Yeah. Shout out to Rory and Maul, man.
Yeah.
God bless him. But yeah, what is your take? What is the outcome that you think? Because I don't know if we have. Do we have any fan base out there?
This is what I would say. You could look up that, and then what I would say is like we just have to look at athletics when we talk about track and field. In terms of like sprints, we're always looking at America versus like Jamaica as the top people in the sprints. When we talk about boxing, best boxers in the world generally are Mexican American or black, African American. So you got like the Earl Spences, the Terrence Crawfords, the Tank Davises. These are like who we bring in, the type of guys that we're bringing to this fight. Then you talk about football. Football is 75, or I'm not gonna bring in black, but I'm just saying like this is the most physical sport in the world in terms of football, and everybody that is in the National Football League, I would say like 99.9% of them are Americans. So you do have like rugby though. I think those rugby guys could give us a run for our money. But what I will say, even when the Niners, remember the Niners had,
they did.
Who ended up being like a freaking criminal. Yeah. But when they brought that guy over, he was doing his thing, but he kind of like fizzled out a little bit. Like everybody kind of caught on to him.
We had two guys. Well, we had one dude that was a discus thrower, the African dude, Okoye, and then we also had Jared Hayne, the one you're talking about.
Yeah, Jared Hayne.
Yeah, Jared Hayne. But I'm looking on here, man. We got a little bit of an audience in United Kingdom. We almost got 1%.
Okay.
But those guys that are listening, like, oh, okay, you think you're tough. But I'm going to show you right now that you don't know what is rough. Rapping, tapping, talking to me like I have a problem. Beat you up until you the police because you are solving. You're like, oh, okay. That's bars over there.
That is bars.
Yeah, that's bars of them over there. Over here, we like, what'd you say? Yeah, but United Kingdom and Germany, we got a 5% listening out there.
Okay, Germany,
they out there listening to us like Schwarzenheimer,
Cleveland, Swine,
Venus Nissel, Lastly.
Das Schwackels mein Podcast. That was a Truck Is My podcast.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's what they said. Slossen tie, slossen He's Stroganoff. That'd be crazy. Getting cussed out by a Russian would be so aggressive. It's like a Slossen Arsenos. Nasanesson Gwasnisnosna.
Nine.
No.
I think that means no in like Russian or something.
Nine.
I think that's really how you say it. German or Russian or something like that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Shout out to the Germans.
Yeah. Shout out to the Germans, man.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't forgot about what you did, though. I ain't gonna say what it is, man. We forgot about what you did, man. All right.
It's funny. I was just thinking about it. Black people can turn anything ethnic. I feel like the name Jermaine probably came from like German or Germany, but I think black people just added a little pizzazz.
Some of the black sounding names are not black at all. Like I know the name Tyrone is actually from like Ireland.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Tyrone is like it's an Irish.
We
name.
just adopted it.
That's all.
Yeah.
There's one thing I would never do, and shout out to my people. I love black people, but I would never fucking name my kid Tyrone. That would never happen.
Why not?
Fuck, because it wouldn't. I don't want to set my kid up for failure, man.
Dang, that's tough. Shout out to all the Tyrones out there.
Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. I wish y'all the best. God bless you, but there will be no Tyrones or LaQuishas in my house.
Yeah, not LaQuisha. Tyrone is not. I think Tyrone. I wouldn't name my son Tyrone, but for other reasons. But I don't think that LaQuisha and Tyrone are not in the same boat, in my opinion.
Yeah, I have like a very regular name.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen some names, man. I'm like, come on, black people, god damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of a normal thing. How do I say this? Like, there was a girl, I think I had her in my class, and her name was Rigoberta. Like Rigo, or like in Spanish. Well, Rigo is short, but her dad's name must have been Rigo or Rigoberto. And he named her Rigoberta.
God dang.
Man.
We got to do better.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. Well, there's that, folks. You guys get to debate the rest of that. Now, in a rap battle, I don't know. That's probably where they got a better chance.
Right.
You know, even though we don't think it's bars, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
They might come up with all of that and, you know.
There's no Jay-Z of the UK.
Yeah. I don't know. If Jay-Z UK, it might be Skepta.
Nah.
It's not Skepta?
Nah. I mean, you can make a case, but I'm just saying, like, the elite level, like the Eminem type of guys, like the Eminem, Jay-Z's, like Andre 3000, like the elite rappers, I don't think there's a UK equivalent of that.
Okay, I'm going to look it up. Look it up right now.
I also don't listen to it enough.
Who is the best rapper out of the UK? Skepta. What did I say, man?
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not
widely
the best
considered
rapper.
the best UK rapper according to Complex UK. His influence on the UK rap scene is undeniable, and he is known for innovating and bridging the gap between rap and grime. They call it grime music over there.
That's tough.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm the #1 rapper in UK. You think you're crazy, but your rhymes are really, really gay. You're talking about me like I got a problem, but I really don't. I eat hamburgers and rice and tea when they go on the stoned. All right, let's go ahead and move on, guys. This is getting a little long in the tooth here. Switching gears. Bush official claims U.S. built a secret $21 trillion underground city for rich people and powerful to live in near extinction event. So basically, they're saying that there is literal underground world taking place that is only available to the super elite. This is pretty disgusting. It's very disgusting for this reason. First of all, if you're rich, right, and you're elite, whatever that means, you're not elite when all of us die. We're the ones that make you popular. It's going to be a bunch of rich, lame motherfuckers. If all of us die and you motherfuckers are still alive in that hole, you're not celebrities anymore. You're just regular lame-ass people. Do you know how many BBLs is going to be underneath this world when the world is over?
Yeah.
It's going to be so many BBLs down there. That's crazy.
BBL fossils.
Yeah. BBL fossils. Yeah. But here it goes. All right. The federal government, the federal government has secretly spent trillions building an elaborate network of subterranean cities which the rich and powerful can shelter during a near-extinction event. A former Bush White House official sensationally claimed about 170 such bunkers have been built across the country since 1998, including some resting beneath the oceans, resting under the ocean. God damn. Beneath the oceans off the U.S. coast. 74-year-old Catherine Austin Fitz told Tucker Carlson during a recent appearance on his podcast, it's preparation for a catastrophe, Fitz said, according to Realtor.com. Oh, my God. Fitz, who served as a Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development under the President Bush, George H.W. Bush, from 89 to 1990, claimed $21 trillion in taxpayer dollars were funneled into project between 1998. So you take our money to give it to these rich motherfuckers? You need to give us, at the very least, give us access to these tunnels. Mm-hmm. Why is it okay for you to take my hard-earned money to give to rich motherfuckers? Fuck them. Mm-hmm. They need to blow up like all of us. If we all gonna die, y'all need to be up here burning with us.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, and what, you know what, I'm gonna say this. Kendrick Lamar has a line that is a little bit overlooked that I think about every time when I hear stories like this. He said, you play God, you're going to get what you ask for. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's what's going on here. It's a bunch of people playing God, bro.
Dang, that's deep.
Who are you to create $21 trillion of taxpayer money for a 1% of people in the United States? So the 1% get all of that $21 trillion. Mm-hmm. Bro, and this is going to sound terrible when I say this, but I have to be very blunt and honest about my real feelings as American and as a human being. Whenever I be seeing these CEOs and they happen to be shot by somebody, I just turn my head the other way. I don't hope for them to get hurt, but I understand the amount of disregard of regular people that had to happen in the healthcare system. There's a guy that actually went viral recently because he was on the table about to get his surgery and they denied him. Mm. And his wife was like, "This is my husband. I'm about to lose my husband because he was denied." And she said, "This is the worst feeling that a woman. I feel helpless. I wish there was something I could do for my husband, but they denied him the surgery, and he needs this life-saving kidney surgery."
Nah, sick, dude.
And these are the people that are going to be living underneath these bunkers. Mm-hmm. I think at this point, you know how we look at cows, right? You ever drove off the freeway and you see a bunch of cows out there, they just eating grass. Mm-hmm. And we don't really think much of cows. We don't think like, oh, that's a pretty cow or that's this or that. They just cows, right? Mm-hmm. They just cattle. You know, we eat a burger, we don't think about the cow either. And that's how rich people look at us. Mm-hmm. We are just cattle to them. All we're doing is serving a purpose for their wealth. Mm-hmm. And the issue with it is they just simply don't have a conscience, man. These people are sociopaths.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is the definition of playing God, and it's got to stop. You know what I thought about too, because I'm gonna let you rock. Have you ever seen that movie Demolition Man with Wesley Snipes? Mm-mm. Okay, there's a movie called Demolition Man with Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone. It came out in the early 90s. Mm-hmm. And it's like a futuristic movie, right? There's a guy there's a cop who is Sylvester Stallone, and there's a fugitive and a criminal, and Wesley Snipes' character, right? Mm-hmm. And they both get frozen in these like time capsules, mm-hmm. and they both get thawed out. And when they go into the future, Taco Bell owns everything. Mm. Like every restaurant turned into Taco Bell because Taco Bell won like a fast food war or whatever. Yeah. And like everything is considered Taco Bell in this movie, which is like really happening in real life with Amazon. Amazon's taking over so much shit, right? Right. And then another thing was that there was two different like high class people lived above ground in this movie, and then like the poor people lived underneath them. Mm. So basically, well affluent people built a whole new world on top of the poor in this movie. Mm-hmm. So what's crazy is they say art imitates life, right? Mm-hmm. So whoever wrote that movie, there's some like, I won't even say, there is some legitimacy to what was going on in that movie. There's like a legit classism theme written within or embedded within that film. Right. Yeah. It's crazy, dude.
There's a show called Paradise that's on Hulu. Uh-huh. And it's like a even kind of more correlation to this idea where basically the concept is there's a like a Secret Service agent. Basically, he's trying to protect this president who ends up getting like murdered in like the first episode, and then they're just kind of trying to unravel like the secrets of it all. But basically, what happens is we find out that it's like this like world that they created in the middle of nowhere, where like artificial light and in like just like a community where like nobody really, there's no crime, and you know all these, there's a certain amount of like the way they have their currency is like set up a certain way. So basically it was like that, like the I forget what happened, but the world was about to explode or something like that, or something drastic, very bad was going to happen to like the world, and then they built this like huge bunker where people were able to have like, you know, it's just like sunshine all the time, like the perfect temperatures and stuff like that. And it's controlled by, like you said, like these kind of like wealthy people. So if it, like you said, if it is a situation where there is some writer or producer or filmmaker or whatever that are creating these ideas, they're pulling it from somewhere. They're either pulling it from conversations that they've had, or like maybe it could be some sort of like conspiracy type situations. But yeah, I think, you know, there's probably some legitimacy to it, because if I got enough money, you got to think like there's a lot of wealthy people that they're, you know, maybe their number one goal is just to make a lot of money, but their number two goal is probably like just to live forever, you know, find a way to vet themselves or try to create a bubble around like natural disasters, or, you know, the world ending in some capacity, or maybe even COVID type situations where they just got like a little bunker or underground, you know, man cave type situation where, you know, they can kind of eliminate, you know, diseases or any sort of like major outbreaks, and they can just, you know, continue living a life with them and their family and stuff.
It's like crazy. It's like sometimes I wonder if we're like if we're all like a part of this huge fucking reality TV show,
like Truman Show type.
I was just looking that up right now too.
Mm-hmm.
The Truman Show effect.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine like there's somebody watching us, like Americans that lived here probably 100 years ago are like rich, living in outer space already,
mm-hmm.
and they're watching us deal with the current stuff. They're like, they still have a president down there?
Man,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
They're paying $5 for McChickens?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even have processed food up here.
Yeah. Yeah.
They still have black people?
Ha! We got rid of them 200 years ago. They're still doing work?
Typical. All right. Yeah. Oh, man.
Funny.
Where do we go? Yeah, man. Not much else to see here. Just rich people doing rich stuff, right?
Right.
You know,
it's always a president that's about to die that's always saying some wild stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She isn't that old though.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I don't know if that was supposed to be exposed or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I know they have underground shit already.
Right.
But they said that it's not cheap shit though. It's not like you would think, oh, it's underground.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about like it's very high roofs,
Mm-hmm.
like very high roofs. They said there's schools down there, there's churches down there, there's restaurants down there, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. They said that there's supposed to be an underground city under Los Angeles as well.
Dang.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's crazy.
So that makes me think, like, when people go missing, did they really go missing?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see something. Hold on.
Yeah, they just in the underground.
Underground city in Los Angeles. Los Angeles. Well, first of all, some of these underground cities have been captured on TikTok. You know that, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's warehouses underneath New York. There's warehouses underneath Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Random ones. There was this dude that was walking, and a part of the fucking concrete cracked, fell down, and he looked down in there, and it was a warehouse.
Dang.
Like deep too. And then he crawled down in there.
Yeah.
And he was walking all through there. The lights were on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Okay, look.
Damn,
Los
that's
Angeles has a history of underground tunnels, some of which were used for various purposes, including during Prohibition. The city's underground network is not a single unified underground city, but rather a collection of tunnels and basements used for different reasons throughout history. So bootlegging. Yeah. So how do you think all those guns and drugs and shit get through Los Angeles unscathed a lot of times?
Yeah, what's the name was what's the old boy's name? The Mexican dude?
That narrows it down.
He's like the drug guy.
El
Chapo.
Chapo.
Yeah, that's how he got out of prison. He went through a whole tunnel and then popped out on the other side.
Yeah, he went through a tunnel, but these tunnels here are more elaborate in LA. They're like legitimate like walkways. You can fit cars in there, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
There's weird stuff all over this country. There's weird like tunnels. There was this dude that he was like watering his front yard, and then his whole fucking yard fell into the earth, and he almost fell with it.
That's crazy.
And it was a sinkhole, what they called a sinkhole, right? But it wasn't. It fell down at least, I think it fell down like 30 or 40 feet, man.
God dang.
So it fell down into the earth. It might have been more than that. And when they went down there, they seen cars down there.
Really?
Yes, they seen a car down there that was crashed. The car was crashed underground into a wall. And it was an old fucking car. It was like a Bel Air, like a 1950 something Bel Air.
Yeah.
So like, man, so for the longest we've been doing weird shit in this country.
Yeah.
So
Hiding it underground.
yeah, let me see here. What's another one? Sinkhole with car under earth. See, here it goes right here. That's the video though. Oh my goodness. Car sinks, Mumbai. This is wild. That's did you see that sinkhole that was over by the McDonald's over there off of Brundage?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was a big sinkhole, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
I wish that sinkhole would have put me in there, like I would have drove in it. I would have got so much fucking money.
From who?
From the city.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, if you're driving and you just end up in a fucking sinkhole, I'll be like, my leg, my leg.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on that one. You might have signed some when you was a kid that say, can't do nothing about them sinkholes.
Well, they like propositioned me. They gave me a cookie and said, if you get a cookie if you sign this.
Yeah.
And I was like, yay, cookies. And then when I became like 35 and I go into a sinkhole and they're like, remember that cookie we gave you?
That's crazy.
I was like, I was hungry.
Nah, these sinkholes is crazy.
Hey, don't talk to me in your kid voice now. Let's see here. Sinkhole with tunnel underground. Whoa, dude. Oh, wow. This is a big one. Jeez, man.
God dang.
This looks like one of these sinkholes like it's got the fucking ocean underneath it, dude.
That's crazy.
Oh, my goodness. You know what's wild, too? This is kind of off topic. But some of those pyramids, you know that they have like literal plumbing underneath them?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have like a water system underneath the pyramid that runs through it. Like, what thing was it, Nile? Is it the Nile River? Mm-hmm. Some of them have still have water inside. Mm-hmm. And they have, I forgot what they call it. They call it like still water. Mm-hmm. Like if you jump in that water, you can fucking die. Because there's bacteria that have existed there for so long that when you jump in there, they go into they go into any orifice that they can find, whether it's your eyes, your nose, your fucking ears, and then it'll just eat you from the inside out.
God dang.
Yeah, it's kind of like they fear that same thing with the ice caps. You know how like a lot of the ice caps are melting? Mm-hmm. Like deep down in they call it like zombie.
Millennials old,
yes,
bacteria and stuff.
Centuries old fucking viruses that are trapped because the ice caps can hold these different diseases. Mm-hmm. And we don't have the protection against that shit.
Yeah.
So imagine that all of a sudden you're out there like, oh, look at this. The ice caps are melting, but look at how beautiful this polar bear is. And the polar bear like, nah, nigga, y'all better get out of here. Yeah.
Y'all not built for this.
Y'all not built for this. Why do we take animals like grizzly bears and polar bears, and then we like make them these fluffy creatures on commercials. Like a polar bear will fuck you up so bad, and we do Coca-Cola commercials with polar bears during Christmas time.
Right.
And the polar bear's like, It's like, bro, polar bears are known for trying to eat people. Mm-hmm. Do you see that video with that polar bear that stuck his face in that bus?
Nah.
Okay. You know how when you were a kid and you sat on the school bus, there was these windows that didn't like quite go up all the way or down? Mm-hmm. And you had to push in each side for it to slide up or down?
Yeah.
It was the dumbest fucking window design of all time.
Yeah, they still design like that.
Are you serious? Mm-hmm. So it's like, bro, feel like you remember those, what they call them, Chinese finger traps?
Yes.
You feel like your fucking fingers in a Chinese finger trap when you're trying to roll the goddamn window up. But
yeah.
I remember the dude had pressed the window down a little bit, and then the polar bear was so tall that he put his nose into the little slot and then started putting his face in there. And he was like, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Get this hungry motherfucker out of the window.
Yeah.
He was like, there's no dark meat in there.
And polar bears be hungry too. Like sometimes if they, but a lot of them are dealing with their whole ecosystem changing.
Yes.
Whether it's getting really warm and it's just warmer where they're living. So they're kind of infiltrating like different communities trying to find food or trying to coexist with humans, which they haven't really had to do before. So, yeah, man.
Yeah. Once they coexist with us, we just going to shoot them.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, but that's how it goes.
I heard that polar bear meat be popping. E40 be like, ooh, this polar bear takes fire. This polar bear was lurking towards my house, and I had my AK-47 and Lady Ma. You be one of them typical E40 beats. Ooh, polar bear's been tripping out over this day. It's Mother's Day, man. Had to kill a polar bear for my mom. Oh, man. Shout out to E40, man.
Yeah, shout out to E40.
E40 is a mogul, dude. That guy's got a whole line of different products. He's got lumpias. I'm pretty sure you know what a lumpia is.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got lumpias. He's got burritos. He got ice cream. Mm-hmm. He is a fucking hustler.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, look here, man. I got these new burritos I just put up in the hood right here. Yeah. This is one of my favorite ones. It's the turf burrito. I got a surf and turf. It's got shrimp and steak up in it, man.
Yeah, he's just an ultimate hustler. I think what he's found like a plug with just like, I don't want to say products, but for lack of a better term, like products, whether it's food or like you said, ice cream or alcohol or whatever. Yeah. Like I think he snuck his way in doing the alcohol, and then he probably met different people that mass produce different foods, and then he was like, yo, let me just. I'm sure he's very hands-on, but, just let me put my stamp on, what a microwave burrito look like, or, like you said, ice cream or water or whatever. He's super successful with it.
Yeah, he be doing his own little commercials like, I'm on a champagne campaign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he has his own wine.
Yeah.
Is it wine? Earl Stevens?
I think he got like I don't know. I know he got the 40 like the malt liquor.
Yeah, but
he has and then he got like the Slurricane, and then he got but yeah, I think he does have a wine or like a Chardonnay.
I'm looking at it
like
right.
that.
I'm looking it up right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Earl Stevens wine. Yep, right here. Mm-hmm. Yup. Crazy. I remember this chick came over to my house and she had some Snoop Dogg wine, and I smelled it. I was like, God damn, that shit smells strong as a motherfucker.
Yeah, straight alcohol. Huh?
That shit smelled like it had some weed in it. I was like, Snoop Dogg. I feel like Snoop Dogg done chopped up a blunt in every one of his wine bottles.
That's funny.
Like, this one got a little bit of weed in it, nephew.
We got some HGC in there, man.
I put a whole ounce in this motherfucker here. All right, let's go ahead and get going here. Switching gears, let's wrap this thing up. Florida dad who paid $1,400 for family of five's day trip at Disney World says he felt punished by the park. I mean, hey man, you gotta pay to play these days, man. All these people want your money. Florida dad who paid $1,400 for family day trip at Disneyland is not happy. This dad is one unhappy musketeer, or mouseketeer, that is. A father of 3 who went viral for his post about how much Walt Disney World costs, says that $1,400 he spent for one day was not worth it. In a TikTok that has been viewed by millions, Craig Stowell said a trip to the famed Orlando theme park with his wife and 3 kids blew up his wallet for only a modicum of enjoyment when faced with the never-ending stream of lines at Disney. I don't want to say, come on, all these pop-ups. I don't want to say it this way, but if you do the average cost per ride, it probably isn't really worth it. Stowell said of his experience at the happiest place on earth. The frustrated dad said he spent $974 for 5 single-day tickets, and that's with the Florida resident discount. God damn. I started with the ticket purchase, and then it ran right into the parking, $30. And then it just was like cash cow for the rest of the day, Stowell said. He claimed that if he opted for the lightning passes to help skip some of the lines, he would have been down another $400.
God damn.
My God. I mean, these companies are just, you can't, like, here's the thing, man, and it's unfortunate. Like today, right? Today, I bought some tickets for me and my sister later in the year. Well, not later in the year. It'll be in late August to go watch Caitlin Clark over at the Sparks or in LA, right? And those tickets were crazy, but I found an okay deal on them. But it was tickets going for $260 a piece, bro, for a WNBA game. Mm-hmm. I was like, that's wild. So I got a much better deal than that. But I'm just saying, in today's society, if you want to do anything fun, one, you have to make enough money at your job to pay for outings. It's unfortunate, but it just is what it is. Mm-hmm. Because truth of the matter is, you can't have like family get-togethers and things. Well, you can have a family get-together that's kind of inexpensive if it's just family at your house. But if you're going out anywhere, if you go into a club, you go into a bar, you go into a game, you're gonna spend money. Mm-hmm. Bottom line, you're gonna spend money. Like if you go on, like nowadays, let's say for example, I go on a date. My favorite place to take women on dates is BJ's, right? BJ's is like not top notch. It's not like the best ambiance, but it's like a good place to sit down. You know, they got like a cool little setup in there, and it's cool. And the pricing is not too wild, right? But you can end up spending like $88, $94, whatever the case, depending on how big your appetite is. You know, because some of you ladies, you know how to really eat. Yeah, you really can put it away. But for the most part, you still have to have money, bro. Like if you live in today's society and you're broke, you're gonna have a hard time dating.
Oh, for sure.
Bottom line. You can't just, and women don't want to go to the park and just walk around and not spend no money. Like women want to be able to sit down and like eat at a nice spot. Not even like something really expensive, but somewhere decent at least. Yeah.
No, 100%. I think it's tough. I feel like as long as the prices are this high, we should still have the right to just complain a little bit. Like, you know, I think that when it comes to like theme parks or anything like that, I haven't been to Disneyland or Disney World, but I would imagine, you know, just from what I hear from different people, it's super steep. And a lot of people don't like going because they feel like they spend a lot of money. Like they still say it's a good time, but they just spend a lot of money and they wait in a lot of long lines. So other people like different places more. I know that I went to, I think last summer I ended up, was it last summer? Or maybe like, yeah, I think it was last summer. I was at Six Flags. I went to Six Flags, and it was like it wasn't super steep, but it was enough money where it was just like, dang, this is low key hitting the pockets. Like, and then you want to get all the perks. Just try to, you know, make your time. What do you call it? Like smoother, for example. So, you know, it was me and my girl, and then we got like the it's like meal passes basically, where you can eat like a meal every 3 hours kind of situation. And then unlimited drinks. And then, you know, I got like I think I did I end up getting a shirt or something? I don't know. But, you know, if you want to buy like a cool shirt, like you might have like a dope Superman shirt or Batman shirt that they only got at Six Flags, or a sweater or something like that. Like, these are the things that you go and you'll mess around and spend a good $500 before you leave. And not to mention like the gas and like you said, the parking and stuff like that when you get there. So, yeah, like you said, you gotta pay to play. And I think that's like one of the things, like for him to kind of complain about that, knowing the how lucrative the Disney IP is, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that when it comes to those that Disney brand and that Mickey Mouse logo, like everything is going to be expensive because they really out here making, you know, Marvel movies, Star Wars movies. So you have all of this IP that is in a single location. So
Exactly.
yeah, you definitely gonna be paying for that. And then you trying to make your kids happy and things like that. So I think you have the right to play, but at the same time, like, you're not gonna get any empathy from nobody because they understand like what goes into all of that. So yeah, that's my stance.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
I just think sometimes I don't know if women realize it too or not though, but women will like suggest something, and then the number one thing we think about is like, okay, that costs money.
Right.
Like, there's this new band that I heard on the radio. They're gonna be coming to Bakersfield on this day, and they're super cool. We gotta go there. Mm-hmm. And then you look, the tickets is like $500 a piece. You like,
right.
Yeah, we could skip this one.
Yeah, how about we watch it on YouTube and play it real loud?
Let's live stream it super loud. It sound like we're there.
Yeah, let's put the sound bar on and watch it live stream.
Yeah, that shit is, oh no. Yeah, I don't mind going to concerts and stuff like that, you know, but I tend to lean on the side of caution and also to get good tickets. When we went to Donald Glover, how much did we pay per ticket? Do you remember?
It was on like $150, $160.
Yeah, it wasn't crazy. It wasn't too crazy.
Yeah, we was right on the floor.
Yeah, but back then, that actually was a lot of money for back then.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about, that was 2018, man.
Mm-hmm.
So 180 back then. Now it's probably like 350.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Dang, that's a trip.
Yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If you go like prices pre-COVID, we were still living good.
Right.
The McChickens was still affordable and shit.
Right.
The Biggie bags was $4, dog.
And prices never go down. They just keep going up.
They just keep going up.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, man, I'm about to start making women pay for sex now.
There you go.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to just be like, I'm gonna tell them after we have sex, I'll be like, that's $600. They'll be like, that's not worth $600. I'll be like, you can use a firm.
You can
break it up in payments.
Dang. Pay for the dick in payments.
Yeah, I take payments. Man, that'd be crazy.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine the future though? If you're like paying for an escort, and then like before you do that, she's like, here's my phone. Just let me know how you want to pay for it. And it'd be like a firm, like $1,200. I'd be like, I'm not paying $1,200 for this.
Bro, if you break it up in a couple, few months.
Nah, I can't pay $1,200. I was like, what else do I get with this?
Yeah.
Like, okay, right here, you would get a slice of pussy, and you're like, man, I don't get no crazy bread or
they
nothing.
Have like a little menu. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, man, I'm not paying $400 to eat pussy, man. This is fucked up. I don't got no condiments, no crazy bread, nothing. This doesn't come with a 2-liter.
That's crazy.
Yo, back in the day when you ordered a pizza, it would always come with like a 2-liter soda. Do they still do that?
I don't think standard. You probably have to buy it. Yeah, not standard.
I know back in the day, back in the day, Little Caesars was so fire, bro. People have no idea. Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of Little Caesars now. That pizza.
What is back in, like, what year is back in?
90s, dude.
In the 90s?
Oh, yeah. 90s Little Caesars. You got to understand, Little Caesars was top notch in like 93, 94.
Yeah.
And I remember me and my sister's birthdays are really close. Mine's is the March 8th. Hers is the 11th. So we're exactly 3 years, 3 days apart, right? Mm-hmm. And for our birthday, our dad used to get us pizza by the foot, they called it. Just go, when you guys get a chance, go on Google and look up Little Caesars and put like Little Caesars 90s Bigfoot pizza. and it was this pizza that would come in squares. It was cut into squares, but it was like elongated, and it was in this big old long like white plastic shroud or paper shroud that you pulled off, and the pizza was behind it. It was so fucking fire, bro. That's when Little Caesars was great, dude. It was super good.
Yeah.
And Domino's back then was not good to me. Like Domino's was kind of struggling back then, and Pizza Hut was fire though. But Pizza Hut had a pizza parlor though. I think you're just old enough, Keith, to remember pizza parlors.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're just.
I mean, there's still a few here in town, like kind of local.
Well, like King Leo's.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about King Leo's though. I'm talking about commercial spots. Like all those commercial spots, they all had parlors. Pizza Hut had a parlor. I remember there was some Little Caesars had parlors.
Yeah, I remember
they had arcade games. You got to sit down with your families. They had a fucking salad bar. Man, I get sad thinking about the 90s, bro. We had it so good.
Yeah.
Man, we had it good. Oh my God. And what was another? Okay, yeah, Domino's. They had one. Oh. Here goes the one right here. You might remember it, Keith. Remember they had like Pac-Man or whatever, and they had a glass table, but you could like sit at the table, but the game was underneath it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And you be playing the game, but it's like you're like looking through the table to play the video game.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, that was so cool. I remember playing air hockey and shit.
Yeah, they definitely don't have the commercial or franchise ones. Only like local joints still have a few arcade games.
It's not fair what they're doing to these kids. They're just taking all the fun away, man.
Yeah. Like
nowadays, kids just use their cell phones and they're not really having fun anymore. They're just distracted now. When I was a kid, we had fucking fun. We used to have a nickel arcade. There used to be an arcade in the mall called the Tilt. I don't know if you remember that or not.
No, I don't.
You don't remember that? Okay. But there was a place in the mall where it was just a full arcade, bro. And I would go in there with just hella quarters. It'd be sometimes my dad. I remember one time my dad gave me, and we're talking about in the 90s, like 97. And he would just give me a fucking cup with quarters in it. And I'd be in there just playing. And it was only one quarter to play.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think have I mentioned the Asian guys that I was beating in Marvel? I think I mentioned. I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast or not.
You did.
I did. Okay, I'm going to talk about it again real quick. One day I went in there with some good amount of quarters, and I was playing Marvel Superheroes, which is like one of the top fighting games. And it was these Asian guys, and a lot of those Asian guys are really good at those games. So I played one dude, beat him. Then I played him again, beat him again. And it was like a group of Asian dudes that barely spoke English. And they knew all the moves on the video game. I'm just smashing fucking buttons. And I was whooping them. And they was like, oh no, they was getting mad as a motherfucker. Gorilla.
Silverback gorilla.
Gorilla, hip hop. Oh man. Good time. I don't even know if I lost. I think I lost and then I left. Or if I just quit. I can't remember. It was the most out of body experience I've ever had playing video games.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, man.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, man, you got to pay to play, folks. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, it's cool to complain. I complain about gas prices and everything all the time, but at the same time, it's like, dog, life is expensive.
Yeah, you know? It pretty much is at this point. Nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And also, too, ladies, don't be afraid to pay. Speak up and pay for a date here and there.
Yeah.
That man might have a decent living, but this is not 1998, okay? Because back then, if you had a decent job in the early 2000s, even up to, I said, if you had a decent job all the way up to like 2015, 2017, then it was no problem paying for all kinds of shit. But nowadays, even if you're making well over six figures, you go out and eat enough and you go out of town enough, that dude is spending all his money. Ladies, it's okay to be like, hey, I got this.
Right.
I really appreciate that. I genuinely do, because I be letting y'all pay sometimes. I ain't even gonna cap.
I think most like decent career women are kind of moving like that.
Hell yeah, they do.
Because I don't think that I think the women that we are typically talking about that are like moving like that are just like just no good. Like they just not doing much with their life.
Absolutely.
Because like for me, for example, like there's a lot of women that are like working in education, whether they're teachers or counselors or things like that. And, you know, they're making decent money. Some of them are making like $100,000 a year and things like that. So I don't imagine that those women are making 100 racks a year or 120 or whatever, and then just pocketing all of that money. And then the husband is just paying for everything. Yeah, I imagine they probably, let's put our resources together. Let's get this nice house. Let's send our kid to a private school. Let's, do, different things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll say this though. I think as far as women paying for stuff at times, I think it's important because men will never admit it, but we don't want to feel used. Mm-hmm. Like we want to know that you at least have the capacity to give something. Mm-hmm. If you just come around, if I'm paying for everything every time, by the fourth or fifth time that I've paid for everything, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting rid of this chick. Not because you won't pay, but because if you can't show me the ability to at least have a heart to offer and to give, that means if I fall on hard times during a relationship, you're not gonna have my back. Mm-hmm. If you don't got my back in the basic settings like paying for dinner or paying for a lunch or offering something or doing something where you're paying, then it's like I can't deal with this chick, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, she's gonna drag me down. And then when I'm not making money, a woman that treats you like that, as soon as you start losing money, you lose your job, they're gonna leave your ass. Mm-hmm. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, find another dude that can pay for everything.
Yeah, because I mean, God forbid something happens to me, I get sick or I can't go to work or I'm not making the money that I was making. It's like, yeah, now you feel like, oh, I have to pay for everything. It's like, man, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. But I know a guy that I used to work with, and he ended up like getting laid off, right? Mm-hmm. And he didn't have a job for a little bit, and he had been paying all the bills for like probably many years, around 10 years or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And his wife finally got a job in nursing, and he was like, I'm just looking for work. And she's like, just stop looking for work and just do your own thing. Mm. She's like, you could just do some private stuff, private mechanic work, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And she just handled business. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was super dope, bro.
Yeah, it's commendable.
Yeah, it definitely is. Mm-hmm. I'll be like, man, but I mean, you got to imagine when a woman is taking care of you like that, the amount of head you got to give her when that happens. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you got to eat her out like meals, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And then when you get home, she just going to point at the watch and you know what time it is.
It's pee time.
Was it what?
It's pee time.
What's that mean?
That's pussy time.
I just want to hear you say it. You know when the Power Rangers be like, it's morphin' time. She's like, it's pussy time.
Instead of putting it out like this, she just hold it like,
go, Pussy Rangers.
Mighty Morphin Pussy Rangers.
Mastodon. Oh man, it'd be like
Zordon.
It'd be like fucking Captain Planet. Like, wind, water, heart, pussy,
dick, pussy.
With your powers combined, I am Captain Pussy. Captain Pussy, he's our hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero.
Dang, that's good.
Who else grew up watching Captain Planet?
Captain Planet was fire.
Yeah, they should. That's what they should remake. They should make a movie.
Supposedly, Leonardo DiCaprio was supposed to be in the works to produce that, but I don't know. I guess it never came to fruition. You know what? A lot of those like shows and movies, like sometimes they sit on the shelf for years and years and years until they find the budgets and producers that'll make it.
Why they make the black dude have the wackest power though?
What was he?
He was heart.
Ah, that's trash.
It's like, damn, why they
niggas ain't got no heart.
Yeah, because this is how they sounded. Like they had the cool ones when it came to him. It was lame. It was like wind, water, and he came up heart.
Nah, you gotta do
fire.
Better. He had that little fade.
Yeah. He had the typical cartoon black kid haircut.
Dog, there is how would I say this? I'm not gonna call it racism, but I would call it like a boxism. whenever there is artists that draw black kids in specific eras, they always look the same.
Yeah.
Like that kid looked the same as like the one kid from Recess.
Yes.
With the fade. And then there's probably then you have like what's the black kid from
Hey Arnold?
Hey Arnold. Like they were all like the same type of character.
I got one for you that's even worse because you just said it. Are you familiar with BK Kids?
BK Kids?
It was basically Burger King had these cartoon characters in the early 90s, and they had like the black kid was in a wheelchair, and he looked exactly like one of the characters you just talked about. So if you guys get a chance, go to Google right now, and let me see here. What's this? Let me look it up. Burger King Kids cartoon character.
Yep, he right here with the flat top.
With a fucking flat top. You see him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. I do low-key remember this.
Yeah, it's the same. Well, he's not in a wheelchair.
His name is Jaws.
What?
Yeah, that's what it said right there.
Jaws?
Yeah, I think so.
Let me see here. What does it say here? Yeah, his name is Jaws.
What? Oh, they did a modern version of it. It looked pretty cool.
Yeah, I see it there. But like the black kid, they got the same flat top.
Yeah. So even outside of that, like even now, there was somebody that pointed it out on Twitter, which I thought was pretty profound. After Michael B. Jordan did the whole like dreads to the side kind of thing, that was like, and mind you, it's not 90s cartoons no more. These are like video games. So there was like 5 or 6 different video game characters with the black characters having that, like, I think like Miles Morales and like a couple other people had that kind of like scooped dread look, you know, to the characters. So yeah, they definitely do that. We need more diversity in our black people. Yeah, we do, man. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you something here before we get out of here, because we're talking about like all these 90s stuff. The AMPM cups in the 90s were fucking top tier, bro. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember those. Mm-mm. They all look like this. I'm showing you right here. Oh yeah. They had a screw on top, and they had like a plastic straw that had a like a cap at the top. Mm-hmm. And what do they call those when you mix a bunch of sodas back in the day? Like Suicide? Yeah, like a Suicide. Yeah. I used to, and back then, one of the biggest sodas, believe it or not, was Slice. You remember Slice? Yeah, I remember that. I used to get regular lemon Slice, orange Slice, Sprite, Hawaiian Punch. Just mix it all in there. Fucking, what was another one they had? It was big too. Ooh, I think I used to mix like at least 5 of them or something. Mm-hmm. Oh, and I put Gatorade in it too. It was good. Oh man, that shit was fire. Maybe I think it was either fire or I was just a stupid kid. Probably a stupid kid. The kids, I'm leaning into stupid. I would never do that as an adult ever. If I did that as an adult, I would probably fucking explode. Yeah, you can't be doing that. Yeah, you can't do it. I'd probably explode and then shit my pants. Well, I don't know which one comes first, but it definitely one of them would happen. That's comedy. For sure. All right, man. Well, look here. For those that have made it to the end of this episode, we genuinely appreciate you. Happy Mother's Day once again. Mother's Day, y'all. All right. Thank you for listening to our Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee. It's your boy K Fings. We're out of here. Peace.